I'm not going to waste any time, you've seen the title. This is every ride at Thorpe Park, ranked, rated and reviewed. At the last place spot, number 23, we have High Striker. It does nothing, 1 out of 10. At number 22, we have Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride. It does nothing, part 2. 1 out of 10. Also, if you don't want to hear about any of these and you just want to skip to the end, I'll put a time card in the video and you can skip right to the top 10. At number 21, you've got the Big Easy Bumpers. They're slow as anything, but they look nice at least. 2 out of 10. Moving into the top 20, we've got Depth Charge. It's over too quickly and it gets you moderately wet. 3 out of 10. Number 19, you've got Double Tea Party. This ride can either be tame as anything or completely out of control, depending on who you ride with. 3 out of 10. By the way, as we get into the higher spots, my reviews will be more in depth. I'm just trying to get through this first 10-15 rides as quickly as I can, pretty much. At number 18, we've got Storm Surge. It's fun to ride, and this is low simply for the fact that it's a leaky, rusty rainbow slide in the middle of a theme park. 4 out of 10. And at number 17, we've got Rumba Rapids. You can expect a light sprinkle of water and no theming. That is, apart from a black cloth tunnel with a waterfall that always makes you feel like you're about to go for an unexpected shower. 4 out of 10. At number 16, we have got the Flying Fish. It's a fish, it flies, and it's such a great ride for the kiddos, but unfortunately I'm not one, so 4 out of 10. At number 15, we have Quantum, and it's a surprising little ride that packs way more of a punch than it should, and borderline scares me, to be honest. 5 out of 10. At number 14, you've got Rush. Now, this used to be a lot higher for me, and the concept is great and it looks great, but the cycle is half as long as it used to be, and it barely even reaches 90 degrees anymore. So, 5 out of 10. Number 13, Tidal Wave. Wear a poncho, you will not regret it. 5 out of 10. Number 12 is the Ghost Train, and I won't spoil it here because if you've never done it, then it's 100% worth doing. But the actors do a great job to make up for the average scenes and kind of repetitive story. Bring back Darren, 5 out of 10. Number 11, Zodiac. Now this is down as a family ride on the Thorpe Park app, but not only is this not a family ride, it's one of the most intense rides in the whole park. Not for the faint-hearted, 6 out of 10. Number 10, Detonator. Yeah, you can't really argue that it's not short, but sometimes being short isn't such a bad thing. 5'7" me can absolutely relate to this. And this is definitely the case here. It's punchy and is genuinely the scariest ride in the whole park. 6 out of 10. At number 9 we have Vortex, and the amount of airtime and force you get on this tiny little swing almost doesn't feel right. You spend half the ride being pushed into your seat and the other half being lifted out of it. Also, the soundtrack is so good, so a pretty complete ride overall. 7 out of 10. Number 8, The Walking Dead The Ride. Yes, it may just be a family ride with a horror theme, and yes, 90% of the experience is dark hallways, but the good bits are so much fun, and it's hard to stay silent during it because it gets loud. 7 out of 10. Number 7 is Saw the Ride. The layout is pretty good with a few airtime moments, and I love the theme so much, with the section in the dark being the best bit of the whole ride. But it is almost guaranteed to leave you with a headache, and your ears will be bouncing between the restraint like a pinball. Although, if I could compare it to anything, ironically, it would be a saw trap. 7 out of 10. Number 6, we have Samurai. You get thrown every single direction imaginable, and it's impossible to predict what's coming next, so if that's your thing, then you'll love Samurai. 8 out of 10. Moving on to the top 5, we have Colossus, which is another head smasher, but actually has gotten a lot better over the last few years, to the point where I can ride it and come off without a headache. The plants, trees and music around the area are some of the nicest in the park, and it would be even higher if it had a less repetitive layout, although those rolls at the end kind of blending into one. 8 out of 10. At number 4, we have Stealth. And it's another short ride, but similar to Detonator, it makes up for it with power, and I don't say that lightly. As of 2024, Stealth actually has the fastest accelerating launch on any coaster in the world, and you feel it too. At the top you get some nice views, and some pretty nice airtime coming back down. 8 out of 10. Into the top 3 now, we have Nemesis Inferno. What many call a lower tier ride here is actually deserving of a lot more than that. It's smooth, whips you around like a ragdoll, and literally bursts through a steaming volcano. I find it very hard to skip this ride whenever I visit, and that's for good reason, so make it a must-do on your trip. 9 out of 10. Number 2, we have the Swarm, and what was the newest roller coaster here prior to 2024, the Swarm is proof that a ride doesn't have to be crazy or break records to be good. It isn't crazy high and fast like Stealth, it doesn't go upside down as many times as Colossus, it's not as long as Saw or Nemesis, but the apocalyptic end-of-the-world theme is so well done. The ride is smooth but also has a tendency to rip your face off around some of the turns. 9 out of 10. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, the new for 2024 Hyperia is about 100 leagues above any other ride here, and I would genuinely suggest you leave this until the end of the day, otherwise you may end up being disappointed with the other perfectly good rides here. This ride is the tallest, fastest and most weightless coaster in the UK, and you can tell. Some of the elements don't even feel possible, and the lap bars leave you feeling so free, yet still secure of course. My only gripe is that the surrounding area looks kinda tacky, but they make up for that with a great custom soundtrack and some pretty nice theatrical lights in the station itself. 10 out of 10. And that's the list done. If you like this style of quickfire rankings, then please do subscribe as there'll be a lot more where this came from. Bye bye now.